Well, the woman responsible for bringing in millions of federal dollars to the city of Shreveport has now retired. Bonnie Moore didn't want a lot of fanfare when she retired earlier this year as the city's community development director. And while many want her to stay, she said the time to go is now.
Dominique, I had said a number of years ago that I wasn't going to work till I was in a wheelchair. I wanted to make sure that we could bring in new ideas, to bring in innovation, to bring in new energy, and that if we really believe in this community and if we want this community to do well, then we make those hard decisions.
Last night, her friends and colleagues held a surprise retirement party for her, and they celebrated all she's done for the community.
Those who know Bonnie Moore say she is soft-spoken and prefers to work behind the scenes, but she gets the job done. She spent 22 years working as the Community Development Director for Shreveport, managing programs that focused on housing, workforce development, and socioeconomic development. Doc Voorhees Jr. says she was a driving force behind a coalition to fight homelessness.
We did the impossible. For example, we had an electronic application that was multi-agency. Everybody said, this was, of course, in the late 90s. They said it couldn't be done. Well, it's done. And the #1 model for the whole United States is the one that we developed here. It's still being utilized.
She helped start Hope Connections. So she was part of a group that helped start the agency I work for now.
Keith Hightower was the mayor of Shreveport from 1998 through 2006. During his administration, the Shreveport Convention Center was built, the Red River District was established, and he helped usher in the casino industry, making it what it is today. And then came the difficult task of finding someone to take over community development when the director at the time resigned.
After I heard Larry Ferdinand had resigned, and I said, Mr. Keith Hightower, our mayor, this is the woman for the job. This is the woman that can do miracles.
And one of the things I really thought we needed in the city was to go after more federal dollars. And that was really the main thing that I asked her about, and was she capable of doing it? And she said, I'm capable of doing anything I set my mind to. And I thought about it, I talked to her, and I talked to a couple other people that I thought were good, and then I had several people come to me and say, you're missing out if you don't select Bonnie Moore. I did, and it was probably the best decision I made in my mayorship.
Hightower says her mission was to rebuild neighborhoods, not close them down.
Bonnie had an idea back in early 2000 about just taking a block at a time, and we did that over around Willis Knight in Queensboro. She took a block at a time and went door to door to every single house, and every house got something. Some of them may have been to cut the grass, some of them may have been to paint the outside, some of them may have been to put a floor in the bathroom that had caved in. And then others were actually brand new houses on a street. The first houses on the street were central air conditioned.
And under former Mayor Adrian Perkins, she convinced him to have the city buy Millennium Studios and transform it into a workplace development resource center. The council voted to buy it, and years later, who would have known that rapper Curtis 50 Cent Jackson would strike a deal with the city to occupy the studio and create millions of dollars in revenue for the city when movie production begins.
Because every city needs a grant writer. You need outside money in order to create and develop programming. But also the key to that is that you maintain those relationships with those individuals who are in charge, because you want to make sure that when the grant is issued, that you are effective in what you do, because in order for us to obtain more dollars, then we have to do what we said we're going to do with the dollars that have been given.
Councilwoman Tabitha Taylor had to lean on Bonnie when an emergency order was given to several apartment complexes to close down after the city deemed them uninhabitable.
I believe that we put sometimes insurmountable pressure on her when we had to deal with the housing crisis with the apartment complexes, and then finding those individuals places to live. There was a huge task, but it was a task that she was definitely going to lead that charge on, because home ownership and having a roof over your head is personal for her.
Her own story of homelessness was a driving force behind her work with the city's unhoused population and the agencies that help them.
It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of strategic actions, it takes a lot of partnerships, it takes a lot of different things to impact our community in a way that builds and heals.
In the 1990s, she watched as more and more people became homeless, living on the streets. But a lot has changed to address that, changing people's lives for the better. And Bonnie Moore can be credited for that.
But it was more important for me to ensure that the community was well taken care of, that the community mattered, people mattered.
In Shreveport, Dominique Ben, KSLA News 12.
Now, Bonnie says that everybody can serve, whether it's in their community, church, or other organizations.